I just realized I have 3 more books coming in on Wednesday. That's fine, I didn't get them in 2023. Hello, my lovely friends, it's Margaret. Welcome. It is time for that annual tradition where I go, yeah, I really should do a book haul, and realize that I have put it off far longer than I thought I had. This is not the worst. I don't think we're going to hit 90 books like we have in years past. I've been trying not to buy books unless they are in very specific genres that I have room for on my shelves. We're gonna have to amend this at some point. I can't live like this. I want to buy books and I need places to put them. Long story short, we're here. This is a book haul. It is in no particular order. I'm just going to be going based on what books I have here. Good news, none of these are St. Martin's Press books. Let's start out with some of the nonfiction that I have got. King Leopold's Ghost, A Story of Greed, Terror, and Heroism in Colonial Africa by Adam Hochschild. This is a book that I have known about thanks to the Behind the Bastards podcast. He does a really good breakdown of different sources chronicling the crimes of Belgium in the Congo. It is horrific, it is awful, and I highly recommend that you take a listen and then go check out some of the primary sources that he is, or some of the sources that he is referencing. I don't think he's using primary sources. I think he is compiling, what he does is typically compiling secondary sources and giving people, trying to help people balance things out. This is one of the ones that's been on my TBR list for forever, and I felt that considering the stuff that's coming out about the Congo recently, I should probably read this. Another good episode of that podcast that I will link below is his episode on Benjamin Netanyahu and Palestine. And so I also got The 100 Years' War on Palestine, A History of Settler Colonialism and Resistance, 1917 to 2017, by Rashid Khalidi. The subtitle is self-explanatory. One of the things that really, I went back, obviously because of recent events, I went back and listened to that episode of the podcast to kind of take note of what sources he used and start pulling some of them out. This actually is a recommendation from, oh my god, it's from Sim, but I can't remember Sim's last name. They are a Jewish author on TikTok that have had a lot of really interesting and good things to say about the genocide that's going on over in Palestine. One of the things that really hit me about that podcast is how much nothing has changed. So I'm going to link that below as well. Please, if you are interested, if you like podcasts that are about history, please go and check those out, because I do think that sitting down and wrestling with the US and the rest of Europe's colonialism is something that we kind of need to do, and we haven't done well, and you see it in our public and international policy. I think the fact that I held that book up tells you where I stand. Speaking of Europe and their history, I also got A Great and Terrible King, Edward I and the Forging of Britain by Mark Morris. This is not the book that I wanted to get by him. He has a book called The Norman Conquest that is about the Norman Conquest. A shocker, I know. I happened to see this when I was looking for that on Pango. I am far too interested in the British monarchy for someone who has never been to Britain in her life and is not British. However, I do take a lot of inspiration for my writing and the kinds of things that I like to examine about power and people's lives. A lot of my stuff can be traced back to some of my obsession with the Tudors and other bits and pieces of medieval England. So I just enjoy reading about that stuff every now and then, and I figured why not pick this one up. I also picked up a book that I read once upon a time as a baby, as a teenager in my mom's literature class that she taught for our co-op. And it's been a while since I read it, and so I wanted to see if I knew how to read a book. It is The Classical Guide to Intelligent Reading by Mortimer J. Adler and Charles Van Doren. I'm gonna do a whole project about whether or not these guys actually know what they're talking about, or if they're just hoity-toity snobs about reading. It should be fun. During the Barnes & Noble sale, I think last year, I got the Infernal Devices Complete Manga Trilogy. If you're new here, the Infernal Devices series is my favorite Cassandra Clare series. You cannot top Will and Tessa for me. You just can't. They are the dream. I love them so much. I read that series when it was first coming out, and it just was such a vibe for me as someone who was just getting in, I think I was just getting into college. I was 20 when I read it, and it just found a lot to really identify with when it came to that, and yeah, I enjoyed it so much. So I figured, why not read it as a manga form at some point? This is not the only Cassandra Clare that you're going to see on this list, because God, I'm just such a sucker for the Shadow Hunters. That gets us into, let's talk about these. My favorite thing that I have gotten this year, my favorite book. I'm just so happy that I got it. So happy that I got it, but I got the Illumicrate edition of Little Thieves. Someone was lovely enough to actually just send this to me because they had it and they knew I wanted it, and they wanted to make sure that it was going on to someone who collects them and wants to have, like, loves the series. I don't know if you guys know this, but I love this series. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to be able to, like, read this and just make this my own. So we've got the, like, this looks like the normal cover, except there's a little bit of gold leaf. And then we also have these lovely sprayed edges with the horseshoe and the crown and all of the laurels. And then, hold on. Play the sexy music, guys, because look at this book cover. Oh my God, look at this, look at this. The author herself did this because she is also an artist. I'm gonna put my face behind so you can actually see it. We have the Vanya and Emmerich, I love it. And then we have this, like, I need another copy now so that I can just have this out, but also have that. Like, I think this just might be how it goes on my shelves. And then on the back, we have Giselle, we have, oh my God, I can't remember anyone else's name. This is one of those things that I wish, I don't know, like, in the environment that I grew up in, I don't know if I would have put the pieces together about me being demisexual, but it is one of the things that I wish I'd had this as a kid. I also have the Illumicrate editions of The Luminaries by Susan Dennard and The Hunting Moon by Susan Dennard. I loved this book. I didn't love this one quite as much, but it's a middle book. That happens. Look at all of the gold foiling on there. It's just gorgeous with this on the back. Okay. And we see the sprayed edges. Yeah, we see the sprayed edges. And then we've got these. They're the same front and back, but it's one of the books from the book. This is the Nightmare Compendium is what they have on this. The comprehensive guide to Hemlock Falls nightmares. I love this series. It's amazing. It's very much like Gilmore Girls vibes, but with a little bit of like Buffy or Supernatural thrown in. I also got the normal version of The Hunting Moon, in case anyone's wondering. I also love these versions, but like the Illumicrate versions, just, they're gorgeous. I do love the little details that they put on. Like this one has a Friday on it. This is The Hunting Moon. It's so cool. And then they've got the branches on this one. It's like fantastic. I love it. On the back it says, not every nightmare is evil. Not every nightmare deserves to die, which might have something to do with the plot. And then once again, we have Winnie and Jay from a scene in the book. And then we have a book. Well, that is in the book. This one is Understanding Sources, a brief history and guide, which you might understand. You probably don't understand unless you've read. I didn't even understand what that meant until I read this book because I'd completely forgotten the events of the first book. I love this series with my whole heart. Susan Dennard knows how to write a book that this girl loves. Whether or not that will continue to hold true for the Witchland series, only time will tell. We're still waiting on that fifth book. That fifth book, she could make it or break me. So getting all of those Illumicrate books, I got those Illumicrate books out of the way because I also have 2 unopened Illumicrate boxes that I've had for months, guys. I will be honest, I've had these for months. I know exactly which books they are, I just don't know which one is in which box, which is a problem. One of these I want to save for a specific vlog. So which one has the earlier date? This one you will have to wait and see my Painted Devils vlog for me to unbox. But this one, very excited. I've already read this book because I also got obviously I got the normal version. Look, oh my gosh, so much paper. Oh. I didn't realize they were gonna do that. Oh my god, it matches the other Illumicrate ones. Oh my god, this is so cool. Okay. So, this is The Stolen Air by Holly Black, the Illumicrate edition. And we've got Rin on the front. Oh my god, that's so cool. This is one that I think I may like this book better when we get to the sequel. The Invages. Okay, look at these sprayed edges. And I haven't even seen the cover yet, but and it matches the, look at that. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. And then we have one more that I am very excited for the series. I'm less excited that it's a fairy loot box, but I got this well before they showed their asses and decided to defend Gabrielle Zevin for the multiple things that people were talking about. I don't need the packing peanuts. I just want the books. Just give me my books. I ordered this like last year, I think, and it finally came in. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite series from when I was a teenager. This is one that like I discovered at the library and like through my friends. Oh my god, they're so pretty. So we have Poison Study by Maria V. Schneider. We also have Magic Study by Maria V. Schneider. And then, come back here, we have Fire Study by Maria V. Schneider. I love this series. Oh, look at those sprayed edges. Look at these. Look at the sprayed edges. Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love this. Okay, and what do they look like underneath? We've got the end pages. It's interesting that they chose a snake. Booktube snake is back. Oh my god. Okay, what does it look like? Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's see. End pages look like that for Poison. Nope, Magic Study. Magic Study. And these two had on me at like 16 or 17. And then Fire Study, which is the final one. There were, this is the final one when I was reading them. There are 3 more books now that I have not read yet because I wanted to reread this. Our end papers. It's so, I would have made different choices with what with these. Honestly, to be honest, our favorite dumbass, the original Moody Boy. I love this. Oh, I had these definitely in the wrong order. I think I showed them to you. Magic Study, Poison Study, Fire Study. It's definitely Poison Study first. Why did I do that? I honestly don't know. It's a medieval fantasy setting, your kind of typical medieval fantasy setting, and it is about a girl who she is in prison because she murdered someone. They deserve to be murdered. The main story, she gets taken out to be a poison tester for the commander, who is like, yeah, and it goes from there. It goes from there. She gets trained by, what's his name? I don't remember what his name is. Valak. She gets trained by Valak to be a poison tester. So I am going to interrupt you guys here because I forgot about like my most anticipated book of the year, which I have read already. Let's add that. Let's mention that I've already read it. So I am here to talk to you about The Chalice of the Gods by Percy Jackson. Nope, by Rick Riordan. It's about Percy Jackson, but it's by Rick Riordan. This is The Chalice of the Gods by Rick Riordan. It is, like, the original 5 books stand alone, and then it's going to be like 3 books that kind of go together because they're about Percy trying to get the extracurriculars that he needs to be able to go to college. I loved this book. Again, this is another thing that has a vlog. Go watch the vlog. There's so many books here. Let's do something real quick. Let's do quick stuff. I have volume 1 of Yona of the Dawn by Mizuho Kusanagi. This I don't know anything about except that my friend Sarah over at Novel Serendipity said I would like it. I also, because I've been reading the series, ended up getting volume 3, 4, and 5 of Spy Family by Tatsuya Endo. I like this series. It's fun. I will link the vlog down below where I read the first 2 volumes. It was during the like 24-hour or 48-hour readathon that we did for Amazing Readathon, and I had just a blast reading all of those manga. At some point, I'm going to continue on with them. I also have Rapunzel's Revenge by Shannon Hale, Dean Hale, and Nathan Hale, who is not related to them. I don't understand how this happened, but Shannon and Dean Hale are a married couple who decided to write a book together. Shannon is actually, she's an author. She's well established. You might know her from the Goose Girl series. And then Nathan Hale is someone that they brought in on the project. I read all of that and figured out who everybody was. I don't remember it. It was like ages ago. I also believe I read this one. Did I read this one? I might have read this one in that vlog as well, or I might have read that in a completely different vlog that has been scrapped since. I also have this dusty but gorgeous collector's copy of Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Ta-da. It's got like these gold edges, I believe. Yeah, it also has a little bookmark in it, but I'm not going to bother pulling that out. And then because it had just come out, I also got Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. So First book in the series, last book in the series. I loved this book. I love Cordelia as a main character. I love James Herondale. He's such, I want to protect all of the Herondale boys. I want to protect all of them. They're so messy. They're such disasters. And I love them. I'm so scared to read this book, even though I know that like what I want to happen is going to be fine and it's going to happen. I've heard things about this series and how it ends, and I'm like, you know, Cassandra has not been sticking her indies lately, and I'm very worried that I will also be disappointed in this one the way I was disappointed in Queen of Air and Darkness. I did get the paperback of A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross and loved it, gave it 5 stars. Again, I will link the vlog where I read this down below. And we also have 2 copies of the same book because I wanted a copy that matched the original. And also I liked the newer look as well, but that is The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. I got that, and I also got this one, which is the whole same vibe as the red, white, and black covers. I understand why they rebranded, but come on. These are not V.E. Schwab colors. What the heck? This is a continuation of the Shades of Magic series, and that's all I know about it because I don't need to know anymore. That's it. That's all I needed to know. These will be read soon. Here's another stack of books. We have The Blonde Identity by Ellie Carter. She is one of my favorite authors from, I thought, my childhood, but her first book came out in 2006, which is when I graduated high school. I don't know why. Like, I associate my high school memories with her Galaga Girls series, but I do. This was so much fun. It is an international spy thing with a woman who has no memory of who she is, but definitely knows that she is not a spy and not cut out to be one. That's all I'm going to tell you about it. We also have The Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi. I absolutely adored this. I read this for a Goodreads video that I'm not sure, like, I really want to publish it, but I've been working on it for, at this point, it would have been 2 years. And I feel like the final book on there I'm not going to read, but who wants to read the 2022 top 12 science fiction and fantasy Goodreads books? Especially when it's probably going to end up being like an hour, 2 hour, very long. It's a very long vlog because it's 12 books and I don't shut up. Speaking of me not shutting up, we need to pause because the battery's about to run out. I also got a self-pub indie mystery book. I don't even remember how I got this book in the first place. Was I sent it for review? I think I was sent it for review. Or I requested it on NetGalley or something like that. But that is Oleander by Jennifer Alice Provost. This ends in the middle of a conversation. So obviously I went and bought the next book as well, but that's an ebook, so it doesn't count. I don't have a lot of thoughts about this one at this point because I read it a while ago. And then finally we have Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Grant Jones. I may have already read this book at this point, but I have not read it as of right now. I loved his first book in this series, which was My Heart is a Chainsaw. That's the name of the book, My Heart is a Chainsaw. I just absolutely adored it, and so I obviously bought this as soon as it came out and then promptly forgot to read it. It's fine. It's not like that's a known problem that I have. I also have the the black cover version of The Stolen Heir by Holly Black with its fantastic little fox on there. Look at that with the fox at the heart. Oh, it's so cute. Anyways, I have read this book. I need to reread the series and then reread this because there was a lot of stuff that I was like, you know, I just should have reread the series. I meant to do that, but I needed to read this for something. I don't remember what it was, but I had something that I needed to... Oh, yeah, I needed to reread it for my Goodreads video. So I didn't have time, so I didn't reread the original series, but I love the original series. I also subscribed to the Fox and Wit book club for a little bit, just because I'm terrible at remembering to cancel things, but I wanted a specific edition of a book we'll talk about later. And then I got 2, 3, 4 more books, I think. I've got The Narrow by Kate Alice Marshall. This is a Fox and Wit exclusive cover. They also do send it with the original cover on it, which is purple, so I think I prefer it, you know? This looks like a horror. They say what the river takes never returns. They are wrong. That sounds awkward. Moving through my Fox and Wit books, I also have A Prayer for Vengeance by Leanne Schwartz. We've got this Fox and Wit exclusive cover. And then we also have the, oh, I'm just saying, that's a look. We got that original color cover. Look at that. Ooh, hoo, hoo. I don't know what this is about, but I like that cover. This is kind of giving me D&D vibes, I'm gonna be honest. It's a book-only subscription service, and they do have like these really nice looking covers that are very interesting and based on the books. So if you'd like to check them out, I will have them linked down below. And then the one that I got this subscription for have the original and the Fox and Wit exclusive cover of The Shadow Sister by Lily Mead. Lily is one of my friends that I met at BookNet Fest ages ago. I think we bonded over Swiftie stuff. I love her. I've been waiting for this book to come out for a very long time. I'm also very excited for her second book. Have I read this book? No, but I bought 2 copies because I love her and I want to support her. It's about a girl whose sister disappeared and then her sister comes back, but there's something about her that's not quite right, and so like there's a lot of sibling stuff going on. I'm very excited to like get down to the bottom of the mystery. Also, a Fox and Wit exclusive cover is Before the Devil Knows You're Here by Autumn Krause. I have one of her. I have A Dress for the Wicked, also by her, but this is the Fox and Wit exclusive cover. Very pretty. It's very purple. I like how small and compact this is. That just makes me very happy. And then, oh, here's the original cover. Interesting. I also have, for some reason, I have 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson, but I haven't gotten around to getting book 4 in the series. I read the original trilogy for the Truly Devious series. Loved it. And then it got revived. And now I have this, but I don't have Box in the Woods, which is book 4. At some point, I will get it. I also have The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. Kelly is someone that I know from Twitter, and she has, this is about, I believe, if I remember correctly, we have, this is like a parallel worlds situation. We're going to partly be navigating the school's reluctance to give Delaney any accommodations. That's our main character. She is deaf. That's based on Kelly's own experience. And then Colton, who has been told to keep away from her, but she is suddenly back in his life. And then the other one that I have is Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy I. Lin. This just looked so gorgeous and it was on sale at Barnes & Noble. I'm gonna be honest, I shouldn't have bought it, but I did buy it. I think I'm gonna like it. Like, just based on what I read, I do think I am going to like it. I just haven't gotten around. We have A Touch of Light by Thiago Abdallah. This I got for my Spiffbo books. I think I got like, I think I was like an hour into the audiobook when I was like, this is gonna be a good book. I want to own a physical copy of this book because I really, really liked it. It was so good. I have more thoughts about that in that vlog. Again, I will link that down below, but I really enjoyed this book and I'm very glad that I read it for that video project. I also have The Adventures of Amina El-Sarafi by S.A. Chakraborty. This is about a woman who is hired to help someone go retrieve their child, or she's retrieving her own child. I don't know. It's about a badass pirate lady who has retired but is being called back to adventure for reasons. So that just sounds like a good time to me. I also have Rose Marks by Olivia Blackburn. This and Rapunzel's Revenge were both gifts from my friend Kara over at Wild Book Garden. I don't remember what this was about. A terminally ill healer and a broken warrior. Okay, this is very vague, but we have one of our main characters has contracted a deadly plague. Sounds basically she's doomed to a slow, solitary death, cut off from everyone she loves. And then we have somebody who got a lot of trauma fighting for his empire, and they are being used for something. Now, whether it is the Empire that is giving them a purpose and trying to use them, or it is a rebellion, it doesn't say. Oh, okay, he's infiltrating the Imperial Army, so it sounds like a rebellion. I also finally got a, new hard copy to replace my battered paperback of Crown Duel by Sherwood Smith. This is another favorite from my childhood. This one I did, in fact, actually read as a teenager. Loved it. Reread it so many times. Didn't reread it for years, and then I reread it, and it is every bit as good. Like, it holds up so well, I'll be honest. I love this book, and I was so happy to reread it. The final book is one that I was gifted from Brianna, and that is Miss Percy's Guide to the Care and Feeding of British Dragons by Quinby Olson. Loved this. I adored this book. It was so good. It was just really, really good. This is Jane Austen, but with dragons. This is like Persuasion meets dragons, but the main character is Fanny Price instead of Anne. Well, no. Yes, but no. Like, this is Persuasion if we'd gotten to the point where Anne's father is dead, and so she has to move in with her sister permanently. The main character ends up inheriting stuff from her uncle, and one of the things that she ends up inheriting from her uncle is a baby dragon egg, and it hatches. It's great. Again, I do discuss this at length in my Spiffbo recommendations series, or not the Spiffbo series where I read the 6 of the top 10 Spiffbo 8 books. Absolutely adored it. Had so much fun. very glad that I have a physical copy in my hand because it's a cute little book and I enjoyed it. If you think I'm holding that up, I'm not gonna do it. That's not happening. That's so many books. That is 41 books, guys. That's better than in past years. I'm gonna get all of these read eventually at some point in my life. You can count on that. Those are all of the books that I bought in the year of 2023. Maybe 2020. I think all of the books that I received in the year of 2023. Some of them I bought a long time ago, and I just finally got them this year. But that's it. That's them. That is the evidence of my crimes. You can rag on me all you want for buying books. I don't care. I'm gonna read all of these eventually, unless the author does something stupid. I would love to know if you guys have read any of these, if you have thoughts on any of these. I would love to know what your favorite book that you've bought in 2023 is. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in my thoughts on some of these, hit the subscribe button, because a lot of these I haven't read, and if you are interested in some of the ones that I've read, they're linked down in the description box, and I'll also have my 48-hour readathon from Amazing Readathon up here, and I will have the Spiffbo Award, Spiffbo 8 vlog over here, so you can go watch those, depending on how much time you have on your hands. You might need a drink for that last one. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye! You support women's wrongs on this channel.